I'm going to hand you over to Conor Malloy, our chairman for the day. Some of you will be very familiar with Conor. I've worked with Conor over the years, and Conor and myself have worked together on various events into different industry sectors. Conor is the PRO and a founding member of EMPI, Energy Management Professionals of Ireland. I still struggle to get my tongue around those words. But Conor's day job is with Authentic Energy, helping companies to save energy and secure funding. But Conor's also helped to publish EU standards on energy audits and contributed to the guidance document for ISO 50001. And just again, enjoy the day, and if there's anything you require throughout the day, you can speak to myself or any of the staff from Premier Business Media. Thank you. I'll hand you over to Conor now.
So without further ado, because I know that the Minister is under some time pressure, I'd like to introduce you to Minister for State Damien English TD. And the Minister doesn't have time for questions this morning, but he's the Minister of State for the Department of Education and Skills and the Department of Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation, with a special responsibility for skills research and innovation. And I'd like to hand you over to Damien now. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, Conor. Thanks for that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, apologies, I have to leave a little bit earlier than planned. We had hoped to stay along with the conference and be able to engage with you and to go through kind of questions and answers on that, but we've been called back to the Shannon for a debate at 10:30, I'm afraid, so trust me, I'd rather stay here, but it'll be easier. Questions will probably be easier. But just to go through a few issues, I suppose this is probably a very important conference, and it's our second year of the Future in Pharmaceutical Ireland conference, and this year you're mainly looking at the sustainability end of things, so it's a pleasure to be here to say a few words and to add into that. I think it's a very, very important sector for us as a country, and certainly a major part of our recovery as well. This is my second day in a row in the Viva Stadium, so I'm looking forward to making a third on Sunday. If anyone's any tickets, you know, keep us in mind, because I think it's a great place to be, and it's probably, it marks a place, it's a great area of strength for Ireland. It's a place that will be a good place to come and do business as well. So again, thanks for having me here, and just to be able to contribute into the sector. From a government point of view, we're very committed to ensuring that the pharma sector in Ireland receives the support it needs, because we value what you do a lot, and you're a major employer with over 50,000 people directly employed, both in pharma and the medtech sector as well, which I think is a major contribution to employment in this area, and certainly one that is growing on a weekly basis as well. There's over 56 billion in exports, as you guys know yourselves as well, so again, it's a major input into what we're having here. We have 9 of the 10 pharmaceutical companies, major pharmaceutical companies in the world are located here. And we have over 25 of the top medtech companies based here as well. So Ireland has a major presence in this area, and it's one we want to leverage, and it's one we use on a regular basis to attract more industry in and more companies. So your influence on this country is immense, and that's why anything we can do to try to protect that sector and work with you on initiatives across all the areas in it. Just please continue to engage with us. As a minister, it's a new area for me in the last 6-7 months, as I took the whole area of research and innovation and skills development. But it's a very, very interesting sector, and I've spent a lot of time going around the country meeting a lot of your own guys in the different companies as well. But certainly a lot of our research centres are trying to engage with yourselves and to link in there and to work with projects and processes for the future as well, when it comes to either research, but certainly on the whole innovation area. And we had a very good conference here yesterday, mainly on the innovation end of things, and I think it was worthwhile. Again, I was only at part of it, but I think it just shows there's a lot going on in this whole sector, a lot to avail of as well. So it's important that we kind of take stock sometimes and actually meet and greet with ourselves and have a chance to talk and go through stuff as well. So it's an important area we want to build on. And before I forget, on the skills end of it, we are looking at developing new apprenticeships. And we're looking at the pharma sector and the medtech sector as well, because there's a skill shortage in a lot of areas in the country, and we've probably turned our back in the past on the forward education and training sector and on the apprenticeship model. And I know a lot of you guys have to have very high qualifications in higher education, but certainly there's a lot of areas where we can develop skills through the apprenticeship model. And so we are engaging with your sector as well to see, are there certain areas where we could design a new apprenticeship model around what you do that will facilitate at a certain skills level, that will have this people available, because I know there's a skill shortage in many sectors, but certainly in your own as well at levels. So we're trying to close that gap. A big part of my job is to make sure that all our arms of education, where there's been a lot of change, a lot of restructuring over the last couple of years, would come together to be able to adapt to your needs and to make sure that you're involved in setting courses and setting qualifications as well. So we're trying to do that as much as we can as well. Ireland has remained at the forefront of the pharma sector over the last couple of decades, and has proven to be a key location for many of the larger industry members, with an extremely strong regional spread. And again, it's that regional spread which we find very attractive as a government, because most people would kind of agree that there's, the recovery that this country is going through at the moment, and it's step-by-step recovery, slowly but surely we're getting there. But a lot of it is happening in our cities, and we're trying to push that out as much as we can. It's mainly in Dublin and Cork and Galway, and where you are as well, but we're trying to push out to all the regions as well. So there is a good regional spread in your industry too, so we want to try to build on that as well. A notable aspect of the recent IDA Ireland announcement has been the arrival of a number of exciting new companies investing in Ireland for the first time and looking to develop and manufacture innovative new drugs in Ireland. These companies have made extremely significant investments in the construction of high-tech facilities, creating employment in the specialised process engineering industry and the construction industry, and bringing vibrancy, diversity and growth to the sector. In the drive to make Ireland the location of choice, IDA Ireland is also working to ensure the availability of suitable property solutions through the construction of advanced factories. And when it comes to advanced factories, I can assure you every TD and every minister is fighting to get one in their area as well. But no doubt they are an important attraction, because sometimes companies want a quick decision. They want to be able to locate very, very fast. Having the advanced factory ready to the highest spec is what we recognise as important in that as well. So we are putting money into that area, and again there'll be a regional dimension to that too. Our indigenous life sciences sector now consists of over 250 Enterprise Ireland companies, and in 2013 this sector contributed over 1 billion in sales and over 670 million in exports, and employed about 6,000 people. So you often hear talk in this country of a lot of multinationals, but we recognise that there's a major involvement of SMEs in this sector as well, and that's where we want to try to work with yourselves in that area to grow the SMEs and to grow the Irish indigenous companies in the sector too, because there's a major opportunity here for all our companies, and to try to get our companies of all sizes working together, and that we do that a lot through our research centres as well, where we're trying to engage with industry of all sizes to come in and work with our academic community to develop new processes and products and ideas as well. And I think that's paying off in a lot of areas. Ireland is developing a strong cluster of internationally recognised companies providing high-end services and products for the pharmaceutical industry. We have achieved a very significant critical mass in this area in the last 10 years alone, and without doubt we offer a compelling value proposition of a strong regulated track record, an experienced and qualified and talented workforce, and a pipeline of new talent and technology. The focus of this conference is sustainability. Sustainability in a corporate context is often defined as managing the triple bottom line. And from an accountant's background, which is part of my area as well, I understand that the bottom line is very, very important. But sustainability and corporate social responsibility contributes to that quite a lot. And certainly in the last 10 or 15 years, it's become a major responsibility of everybody in business to be able to achieve that. So there's financial, social and environmental impact, and that's the bottom line of those three that I know you guys are all interested in as well. Integrating sustainability principles into business involves saving energy, developing green products and practices, and retaining and motivating employees, all of which help companies capture value through growth and return on capital. And I know that again you're in a sector that's a lot of competition for employees. It can be hard to hold on to them, so it's a major part of the buy-in to a company so that if you can hold on to your staff as well, and they will buy into to what you stand for. And when it comes to sustainability and good corporate governance and a good way of managing people and working with people and engaging them right throughout the process, it will increase their chances of staying as well. Significant efforts have been made to embed sustainability across a range of policy areas, including waste, energy and sustainable transport. And the agri-food sector is supported as appropriate by broader fiscal and economic policy as well. The government's framework for sustainable development, our Sustainable Future, published in June 2012, sets out a medium to long-term framework for advancing sustainable development, forging a vision on how we can transition Ireland to a resource-efficient, low-carbon and climate-resilient future. And I know of a lot of companies here today that are involved in those sectors as well, that are trying to do that as well. Even from my own area, we've got the transport companies who are leading the way in this too. In 2014, the government published a national plan on corporate social responsibility, highlighting the role that enterprises can play in supporting employment and in supporting local communities. We recognise the value of sustainable business practices in boosting employment, fostering social cohesion and protecting the environment. The government will also take a leadership role in this, and we recognise that corporate social responsibility is not just for the private sector, it's also for the public sector as well. And so CSR is good for business and it's also good for the community. So the government have to be involved in leading the way on this, and the national plan covers all our sectors in that as well. The drive for sustainability is shared across government and the private sector. The Sustainable Energy Authority of Ireland, the SEAI, have estimated that more than 10,000 jobs could be created and a net reduction in annual energy imports of 2.4 billion achieved by 2020 if Ireland's national efficiency targets are reached. This presents a significant opportunity for Ireland's pharmaceutical industry to both contribute to the broader social goals of sustainability, but also to realise enhanced business value in the form of cost reductions and brand enhancement, as well as contributing to the overall management of corporate risk. In 2009, IDA Ireland launched a new environmental aid programme to assist client companies to achieve improved international competitiveness and through the production of goods and services in a manner that is more energy efficient and environmentally sustainable. And again, we recognise in government too the pressure you're under to compete on the world stage and the global stage, and we recognise that. So anywhere we can get a cost saving, because we accept as a small island country we're not going to win on every cost issue, but we have to try to constantly improve that as best we can. And I know energy is a major cost for all you guys as well, so we're trying to constantly find ways to kind of chip away at that cost. The programme is focused on high energy users in the life sciences, the engineering and the ICT sectors. It offers potential grant aid for investment in renewable technologies, combined heat and power and tri-generation, as well as energy saving measures. Examples of where this programme is working quite well probably can be seen in Cork with the Cork Lower Harbour Energy Group, where we have 4 companies who have come together, and together they employ over 4,000 people, but they've also invested over 2 billion in the Cork region. But the Cork Harbour Lower Energy Project has involved the installation of 3 wind turbines at each of the Dubai, GSE and the Janssen Biologics site, reducing the electricity costs by up to 30%. As a result of this project, the company's total energy-related CO2 emissions were reduced by approximately 14,000 tonnes, equivalent to taking 7,300 cars off the road. So that is an area where companies have come together and have worked very well. Acetas Ireland is another area and they installed an 800 kW wind turbine and a 1.8 megawatt wood chip boiler, reducing their reliance on fossil fuel by the equivalent of 870,000 litres of oil per year. Up to 60% of the site's energy needs are now provided by renewable energy sources, lowering their CO2 emissions and reducing their dependency on imported fossil fuels. So that just shows you what can happen and the savings that can be here, and we all benefit from that, but the bottom line for the country and for yourselves as well. The large industry network, energy network, the LEAN, a forum is made up of 166 of Ireland's largest industrial and commercial companies, account for about 17% of Ireland's total primary energy requirement. The 40 active pharmachem companies in LEAN have a deeper of 2,685 gigawatt hours and a reported 47.65 gigawatt hours of energy savings due to energy saving projects and initiatives that have been developed over the last couple of years, which is a saving of almost 2 million. Another important government initiative is supporting the biopharma sector is the Synthesis and Solid State Pharmaceutical Centre, which is a global hub of pharmaceutical process innovation and advanced manufacturing. Funded by Science Foundation Ireland and the industry, the SSPC transcends company and academic boundaries and is the largest research collaboration in Europe and actually one of the largest in the world as well. So, and that's what I spoke about earlier on, about the collaboration, bringing together industry of all sizes in with our science and our research community through our academic people as well. The role of the SSPC is to link experienced scientists and engineers in academia and the pharmaceutical industry, and leading the way for the next generation drug manufacture, and spans the entire pharmaceutical production chain. From synthesis of the molecule to the isolation of the material and the formulation of the medicine, delivering industry-relevant solutions, resulting in job creation and retention throughout the pharmaceutical sector and industry in Ireland. And as we said before, these research centres, it's not just about planning for the future and innovating and researching for the future. It's actually also to hold on to the jobs we have. Because the 50,000 at the moment in the sector, we want to hold them and grow it and win more for the future as well. So it's about sustaining jobs as well as winning new jobs in the future as well. And these research centres, and I understand from list of the companies that are here today, some of you are involved in them, and the different ones around the country in our 14 priority areas for this country. They are having an impact on the world stage. They really are, and Ireland is developing a reputation in this sector, and that's what we're trying to do to keep that as well. The whole construction of high-tech facilities is a growing need for many large multinational operations. The recent Forfas report, Making It in Ireland, describes such facilities as usually incorporating agile, automated manufacturing, which are underpinned by lean and expert ICT systems. They are required to offer optimum energy and cost efficiency and fail-safe reliability. They need to be globally networked and are built on seamless integration of intelligence from all aspects of the business. Having designed and constructed the majority of these facilities in Ireland, and more recently in the Benelux, this capability is an ideal showcase to bring to a wider international marketplace. Irish companies have gained significant experience working with multinationals in developing similar facilities in Ireland and the UK over many years. The standards for both design and construction of these facilities are internationally controlled. So the compliance and the project delivery risks are mitigated by project owners by engaging Irish companies who have the expertise in this sector. In Ireland, we have 9, as I said earlier on, we've a major presence here, and our construction companies have been involved in over 9 large-scale projects throughout Europe as well. Opportunities in pharmaceutical manufacturing and medical devices are often region-specific, and recent activity by Enterprise Ireland and its clients in the Benelux countries demonstrates this point particularly well. Irish companies have constructed world-class high-tech facilities for multinationals such as Intel, EMC, Pfizer, Novartis, Eli Lilly, Wyatt, and the number goes on. Enterprise Ireland's strategy is to continue to support Irish construction services clients to build on their strengths and their expertise gained to date, to leverage their world-class reference sites, to domestically and internationally successfully compete for construction projects in international markets for multinational clients. The vision is to showcase capability and to utilise reference sites to multinationals to facilitate their international expansion across the globe. The key geographic target markets are initially in the existing markets of the UK and the EU, in particular Benelux and Germany. But we also have a cohort of clients who will target more distant markets such as Singapore into the future as well, with EI backing and EI support. Last year in Dublin, Enterprise Ireland arranged an inward buyer visit in specialist engineering solutions for hygienic environments. The programme included a tour of and presentations from the National Institute of Bioprocessing and Research, NIBRT, followed by the CPD presentations from EI clients to UK buyers, and concluded with a site visit to Pfizer Grange Castle, the biotech campus. And again, it's all about trying to establish a presence in this area. As part of the high-tech construction strategy, Enterprise Ireland organised a market study visit last year for a group of EI client companies to attend the International Society for the Pharma Engineers US Convention as an Irish delegation. And I believe the results are quite a lot of relations were built up there, and again, which lead on to more business and more networking in the sector as well. So EI are trying to work with all you guys in this area to make sure that we're in the right place at the right time. There was an excellent opportunity for EI companies to attend and to meet potential partners for joint ventures and to other types of collaboration. And it's all about, as I said earlier on, it's about networking. And again, that opportunity was to mix with the leading pharmaceutical and the medical device companies in the Western world. And it was a great opportunity for EI clients just to get in there and be part of it as well. Because we're trying to, as I said earlier on, to grow our own Irish-based companies as well in this sector. Based on the success of the market study visit to the US, the buyer event is scheduled for Dublin in April 2015, and we'll be inviting 40 leading international farmer-built environment buyers and specifiers to assess the totality of the Irish high-tech construction supply chain capability through the scheduled one-on-one meetings. So again, it's a follow-on event which hopefully will build on that. This year's Action Plan for Jobs is another area where we're trying to deal with the whole energy sector and the whole probably sustainability of doing business in this country. And the Action Plan for Jobs, I often refer to as Richard Bruton's Bible, is where we set out the actions every year as a government we believe we have to achieve to be able to facilitate enterprise and to continue the drive in this country to have our success and recovery built on enterprise sustainable driven jobs. So the Action Plan for Jobs for this year has about 382 actions across all the government agencies, across all the government departments. We have 4 or 5, as we call, major actions or disruptive actions. One of them is the National Talent Drive, which I spoke about earlier on, which is the whole area of apprenticeships and looking for an increased number of graduates coming out of the ICT sector and the STEM subjects as well as probably making ourselves attractive to talent to come in from abroad while we try to scale our own talent up as well. But another disruptive reform this year in the energy area is that we're planning that Ireland will become Europe's energy innovation hub by 2020 through targeted and coordinated action taken by new research and industry partnerships. So we're trying to set out a high ambition there that Ireland will make a mark when it comes to the energy sector. Energy is an area offering substantial economic and job creation opportunities for Ireland. We have substantial clean energy resources, a very strong ICT sector, and an innovative and entrepreneurial culture and enterprise base. Our scale is also an advantage whereby new technologies can be rolled out, for example, in the electricity grid, at a scale that is small enough to move early, but large enough to demonstrate new solutions of global interest. And I know they can be a very complicated area, the whole area of energy, certainly transmission. And if you come from my county, County Meath, when it comes to transmission lines, it can be complicated and can be awkward. But I think if we set up this energy innovation hub and become the centre for Europe and to be seen to be researching and leading the way with new projects, both in production, in sustainability, but also in the transmission, and take a leading role in this, and the science behind it, we'll be in a better place to bring our people with us. And I see Endeavour here, and they're probably a company that went through the whole process of trying to engage the Irish community on an energy project and a waste project that can be complicated. But when you put a lot of effort in to bring people with you and explain what you're doing and the science behind it, which we're going to try and do through our energy innovation hub, I think that the country can only gain on that as well. Ireland is an attractive international location for high-skilled technology activity, and there is a growing critical mass of players that could enable Ireland to develop a leading global position in the development of new energy services. The disruptive reform is intended to provide vision, coherence and identity to Ireland's energy enterprise and jobs potential. This disruptive reform will deliver a government-wide approach and policy commitment to exploiting the economic opportunities that arise from moving to a low-carbon society over the medium to long term. It is intended to provide clear access to services, to the research landscape and to the regulatory solutions for innovators. Some of you will be involved in the Health Innovation Hub that we set up 2 years ago down in Cork, which is also going to become a national health innovation hub. The site was not picked yet, but again, that's where you're trying to bring the players and all the stakeholders in that sector together, into working together to develop products together. So likewise, that's what will happen in the Energy Innovation Hub as well. It will provide a branding for the Irish energy enterprise sector in terms of exporting products, services and solutions and attracting foreign direct investment. It will bring visibility to Ireland's own progress in deploying new technologies, which is an important part of the branding, and also creates early markets for emerging sectors. This disruptive reform will foster collaboration, building larger and stronger solutions to accelerate innovation and to compete internationally, and to create the conditions for collaboration through a strong political signal and a mandate for innovation on the part of the public sectors. And every year I would ask you to get involved in the Action Plan for Job process, because every year we try to identify key areas which we need to work on as a country across the department. So maybe in your conference today and other conferences you might come up with certain areas that we need to feed into and tackle next year, because the idea of that is actually to engage with yourselves, see what's wrong in a certain sector and say, right, we can fix that. How do we fix it? How do we join the dots and put it into an action plan for jobs? Because to get things done in government sometimes can be very slow, and I'm sure you've engaged with a system over the years that can be full of red tape as well. We're trying to cut that and try to reduce that as best we can. But the best way to get solutions is actually to be part of the planning process. And the action plan is an area which we believe is having major impact. We've achieved over 1,000 actions over the last 3 or 4 years, which are a benefit to enterprise. A lot of them benefit all sizes of business. And sometimes they're very small actions, all times they're big actions, but if they're not done, they don't help. It's as simple as that. So we're trying to build on that process as well. Just to conclude, I'd like to wish all the attendees here today and everyone participating, wish you well in today's conference and your work in this sector over this year and the years ahead as well. We know it's a tough sector. We know we're probably punching above our weight as a country, but we also want to develop that further and not take it for granted as well. So it's to continue to work with you in the whole areas. And I suppose your main theme today is sustainability and the cost of that and keeping your costs down. So I'm happy to contribute to that, and to maybe we get feedback. Some of my own department officials are here today to engage with you as well. So we will get proper feedback. So if there's any areas we can work on, please let us know, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen.